I'm Patrick with the Real Lombardinos, and we're still cooking under Corona here. And it's Easter time in Madison, and we had a sale at the local market when we went out on leg of lamb. So we bought one of these, and we rubbed it down with a little marinade. What I bought was some harissa, which is a Moroccan red pepper and chili spice. It's a paste made with olive oil. There's some vinegar, a little salt and pepper, and some cumin in here with some garlic. And I gave this a rub and let it marinate overnight. I'm gonna roast this in the oven. This is about a 5-pound leg of lamb. It's gonna take about 15 minutes per pound. And then I'm gonna serve this up with some pita bread, some Israeli feta, and I'm gonna make roasted eggplant with red onions, little cherry tomatoes, and some fresh mint. And we'll make a quick Greek yogurt sauce with some tahini to go with it. So stay tuned, I hope you dig it. So my leg of lamb has marinated overnight. I scored it just gently in a little X crosshatch kind of mark, gave it some salt and pepper, and then I rubbed it down with this harissa. So this again is that Moroccan red pepper and chili spice, and that goes great with lamb. It's gonna have a little bit of fiery heat to it, but a little garlic, cumin, and it should be great. So we have this on a rack, and I'm gonna put it into a 325-degree oven. For about 30 minutes at 325. I put the convection option on my oven, so it's going to blow a lot of air and circulation around the meat. And it's been 30 minutes, and we're going to let it go a little bit longer. We want to reach an internal temperature of 120 degrees, and then we'll let it rest before we carve it. So to go with our lamb, I'm going to make a roasted eggplant with some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of red onion, and garlic. We're going to finish that with a little bit more of this harissa chili paste, and then some fresh mint at the end. So I'll prep up my vegetables and meet you at the stove. For our vegetables to go along with our roasted leg of lamb, I'm gonna do some roasted eggplant that I've just kind of cut up real nice and chunky. I'm gonna roast that with some extra virgin olive oil. Then we'll serve it with some roasted little cherry tomatoes, red onions, garlic, and some chickpeas. Check my lamb with my instant read thermometer. Stick it into the thickest part of the leg here. And I want to finish this around 120 degrees. We're coming up on 100 degrees. We're going to put this back in the oven for probably another 10 minutes. I'm going to make a quick sauce that's going to go with our leg of lamb and our pita bread with a little feta cheese. It's going to be delicious. It's made with Greek yogurt. So I have some plain yogurt. I was shopping the other day, I noticed the yogurt aisle is pretty picked over, but there's plenty of plain yogurt. So we're gonna use this and make a savory sauce out of this. So Greek yogurt, I'm gonna add to that just about an equal amount of mayonnaise. This will come together real quick. To season it, I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper. That gives it just a little spark of heat, some black pepper. And then tahini. So this is a Middle Eastern sesame seed paste. This adds just that little bit of, you know, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean flavor to the sauce. I want just a decent amount of the tahini. I like a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there. That gives it a little of that funky umami, kind of a meaty flavor. And then to brighten the whole thing up, I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice into there with this handy dandy lemon juicer. And then we'll whisk it up and we'll taste it, see if it needs any salt. Just kind of stir that all together. So I pulled this leg of lamb out of the oven. It's got that red hue from rubbing it down with that harissa spice paste. I'm gonna let it rest in a warm spot back here. And then I wanna get all of these juices that are in my pan. This is called the fond. It's a foundation of a sauce. So it's all the drippings that have been left behind. And to that, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Then we're gonna take all these drippings and incorporate them into our vegetables. So I've scraped up all of the drippings, all the good brown bits here from roasting my lamb. And I'm gonna strain this into a little pot and we'll add this to our roasted eggplant and that'll reinforce our flavors. So for the vegetables, I have a hot cast iron skillet going. I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil to that. We're gonna roast up these sweet little cherry tomatoes and some red onions in here. I'm gonna give my onions and tomatoes just a light seasoning of salt and pepper. And then they go in the oven to roast. So my eggplant is totally roasted up, very tender. And I'm gonna add this to my big Dutch oven and we'll finish our vegetables as if they're one big stew. So I've got my pot of eggplant all roasted with those roasted cherry tomatoes that are just kind of bursting out of their skins, and a little bit of red onion. To that I'm gonna add our garlic, a couple of cloves all minced up, and 1 can of drained chickpeas. We'll give this a little bit of a stir. You just want to warm the garlic and the chickpeas, just so it becomes fragrant. We're making a nice Mediterranean style vegetable stew. You can see the eggplant is just falling apart. It's so creamy and rich, drenched in olive oil the way I love it. To my vegetables next, I'm going to add this fond, the little base of the sauce we've scraped up from our lamb. Leave all the fat behind. We're going to cook this down for a little bit. To season our vegetables, we're going to add in a little of this chili paste, the harissa, and then a few drops of a good red wine vinegar. This is a barrel-aged vinegar from Italy. That'll add that brightness to our vegetable stew here. So I have my roasted leg of lamb. We're going to carve this up as our vegetables finish. Now to carve this, I can take some slices right off the top here. Nice sharp knife. And these are going to go great on our pita bread. So I'll arrange these on a platter. I'm going to take a large slice off. And now the thing about the leg of lamb is there's going to be a little rare at the center, but there's some well done at the edges. So it kind of feeds anybody and anybody's taste. After I've carved, I'm just going to give a little sprinkle of coarse kosher salt over the top. The last thing we're going to do is add in a healthy dose of freshly chopped mint. It's going to add that fresh herbal quality that we're looking for with our chilies and garlic, onions, tomatoes, and our eggplant all cooked up. So here's our leg of lamb spread. We warmed up some pita bread, our stewed eggplant with all those lamb juices, fresh mint, cherry tomatoes. We have some Israeli feta, our quick yogurt sauce, and then we just had a little bit of store-bought hummus and some of that harissa that we can add to our sandwiches. I would just start out like this, a little chili paste, a little bit of this lamb, some feta cheese, and a little bit of this yogurt sauce right over the top. See how that tastes. So this lamb's delicious. It's some great Corona cooking over here while we're all stuck at home quarantining ourselves. Take advantage of these large cuts of meat. They're a good bargain if you're out shopping. They feed an army if you're locked away, and these leftovers are delicious. So I hope you really enjoy it, and this is some real Lombardinos.